Hey everyone, it's OSK, and today we're going to be taking a look at that new hero preview for WUCHEN, the Unforgiving. We're going to be looking at this video that just released. It's about 2 minutes. And what I really want to do is I want to break down some stuff you might have missed. All of his skills and ultimates are shown in this video here. And I figured I'd point out some ins and outs that I happen to notice. If you happen to notice anything else that I don't cover today, please be sure to mention in the comments. And if you like this sort of video, make sure you like and subscribe. Without further ado, without wasting your time anymore, let's get right into the video. So if you haven't seen this before, I will link it in the description down below. It's a pretty good little video, you know. It's got a nice little B-roll that I probably will end up using at some point. But here is your hero. The Tao Monk, Yin Yang, flying swords. I think you're really going to like this guy. I think he'll bring a lot to the table. Like so you can see here, this is ultimate variant number 1, along with his F skill variant number 1. Just general fighting. You can see that the teammates are able to enter the portal at will. That Viper early on actually got an ultimate off. Flings his swords earlier on in that clip as well. From there, it's just fighting like normal. Here's ultimate number 2. He can place a marker, zip on over to his teammates, and this is the one I think is going to be really useful, especially if you prepare correctly for it. And you'll notice you can even teleport downed teammates onto that marker, and you get close together too, so you can both get the res off, you can get some heals, get a quick little reset as long as you're in a good spot. And then you can re-engage. Notice that his F skill is different than it was before. And I'll point out something in this clip if you don't happen to see it the first time as well. Don't know if you just saw that, but we're going to take a look at it once we do the second round. Now this is another variation of F1. Basically, you can float around, and there is some kind of disarming mechanic. I'm not sure if it's on the last hit or if it's after it's after the opponent attacks after a little bit. I'm not quite sure. Here's ultimate number 3. Swap places, and look at this guy. He is stunned for a little bit. It's like a not Valda. It's like a Viper F3. Here's the ultimate 2 again. You can teleport them even out of hit stun, out of ultimates, and this is F3. So pretty cool, right? Coming soon. I don't think that they actually give a date on it. Maybe I'll check the description and edit it in a little bit more. But the first thing I want to point out to you here is going to be towards the beginning of the clip. This is going to be at around the 28-second mark. I'll go frame by frame if I need to. All right, you see this right here? I actually caught it on the first frame. You can plant this portal here. With the portal, you know, already made, the connection's already there. And then you can press F or E. I have mine bound to F. Normally it's E. You can press E to then shoot yourself over, and your teammates can do the same too. I don't know if this is two-way. I wasn't able to see it earlier. In fact, I might end up just going frame by frame just to see if we have anything here. Okay, so they're zooming forward. There he is on the other side. Let me see once he starts moving. If the camera's moving. Oh, check that out. So here's something interesting. It's actually a two-way portal. I didn't see it on the very first time. I've watched this thing like 10 times already. I actually didn't notice this until just now. But it looks like that this is a two-way portal. And if I were a betting man, I would imagine it's only for friendlies. So I think that if you zip on over, you attack your opponents. If you need a dip, you can quickly interact with the other side of that portal. Of course, your enemies can see where the portal is if it's in their line of sight, but I don't think they'll be able to use the portal to teleport to the other side. So interesting interaction that I just noticed just then. And you'll see here with the first iteration of his skill that this cooldown right here, the almost 60 second, it's like 58 seconds. This is the uptime for the swords. And he is in a sword flinging animation whenever he is casting it for his F1. And then you'll notice here at the end that this is kind of a 17 to 18 second cooldown. So you want to keep note of that as you're fighting. We'll go ahead and skip forward a little bit. This one here, same thing as far as visibility goes. I would imagine that your enemies can see that little marker, or a third party can. So if they want to try to ambush you whenever you try to dip out of that first fight, just be aware of that. I do believe that they will be able to see that. Notice that his F is a different variant. It has a target on the top left. Dead giveaway that it's a different skill. Notice the positioning here. You see how close they are to everybody? I don't really think this matters because they end up getting closer whenever they teleport back. So this looks like that it's going to teleport your entire team to this one spot very closely together. So if an enemy team wants to ambush you on the other side, they definitely can. And they can also damage everybody at once if they have something like a cannon or a ballista ready. So just be mindful of that whenever he comes out. Now, one thing you're going to see whenever he comes back, reminder that we have a different variation of the F2. Right there, he activates. It's a short little startup time. Look at the positioning right here. Did you see that? I'll rewind it once again. And I'll go frame by frame for you. So he has 5 swords up. You can see that right there. Sorry if my clicking gets annoying. I don't know if you can actually hear it or not. I think you can. All right, you see this? He is in hit stun. He's being knocked down. The sword goes flying, okay? You can see it right there in the center of your screen. So what I'm thinking this is it's either going to be auto activation in certain intervals of time, but I also think you'll be able to manually activate it as well. So I don't know if the target means that it's pinpoint or if there's anything to do with aim assist. I don't think that's the case. I think aim assist is completely different than what we're seeing here. Like it wouldn't affect it in any way, but I think that the target means that you can use it, while you're under attack, I guess. So if you're in disadvantage, I don't know if this means that you have 5 chances to get yourself out of disadvantage. If that is the case, this could be pretty broken. It could also probably be used while you are attacking as well. So I would keep that in mind. There might be some nasty combos coming off of this. Something to keep in mind whenever he comes out. I have not confirmed that, so take that with a grain of salt. I'm just telling you what it looks like. Finish that clip. Now this one right here, I'm going to go off on a limb and say that gold focus into the F is... the gold focus is either his F1 or his F3. The reason why I think it's his F1 is because he does it one at a time like this. Notice that he's at blue focus whenever he does this. Now, the thing that throws me off here is I don't know if the sword is disarming him on the last hit or not. All right, rewind it one more time. I think that was a focus attack that he was clanking with because this is blue focus. He's getting hit, so that's a regular hit stun. And then he throws out a basic attack, and then he gets disarmed. But it's also the last hit of the move. So, excuse me. I don't know if this is going to be the last hit of F1 that disarms you, or if it's only whenever they're in the middle of a basic attack. I wasn't able to see in the first clip if he actually didn't disarm anybody, but I wasn't able to see if he caught them while in hit stun or if they were basic attacks. So this could be an F3, but the reason why I don't think it is, or there's some kind of variation, is because of this last little clip where he's up in the air, he does his gold focus. Actually, that's very interesting. So this could be, the disarming could be an F3 thing. But you'll notice here, it looks like he's charging it. So if you watch his left hand, you can see the flashes come out and then he throws them all at once. So again, I don't know if that's F1 or F3 or if it's some kind of variation depending on if you hold the skill. I'm trying to think of anybody that actually, you know what? Matari has something similar where if you hold your F skill longer, then she teleports farther with F1. So this could be something where F1 or F3 could have a charging mechanic on it. It could also be an entirely different skill. Again, I don't have confirmation on either one of that. I'm just calling it as I'm seeing it. You know what? This is actually going to put it to rest. My mistake. So I don't know why I had a brain fart like that, but you can see here, he is putting out a defensive wall. I am going to assume that this defensive wall is the actual F3. So this is a ranged defensive thing. It can also block skills, it looks like. So if I had to put my money on it now, I would imagine F1 is going to have that charging mechanic. F2, you're going to be able to use it while you're being attacked and potentially while you're attacking as well for extra hit stun. And then the F3 is going to be the wall. Sorry for the little brain fart there. And his ultimate 3. Huh, interesting. I did not catch this. I didn't catch this at first. I'm catching a lot of new things as I'm recording, actually. But you can see the Tianhai is going for the Monk ult, and the and WUCHEN is going for his other version of his ultimate. So it looks like whenever you teleport the opponent over, it cancels their ultimate activation. I can't tell you if this consumes the enemy's rage or not. I just have no idea. I would imagine there's going to be a ratio for it whenever WUCHEN comes out. But something you should keep in mind, you can see the effect is still active on the enemy, and he is in hit stun for a little bit, so this could be an interesting little stun mechanic that you can also use with your F2 to further extend combos. So there is potential for this to be very broken in solos. As far as trios goes, I'm not really sure how it's going to end up, but I think we'll have to see. This is just another version of the Ultimate 2. You can see he places the marker. Saves them from a spear throw as well. So your Ultimate 2 definitely going to be very useful in trios. And I think I'm going to end the video there because that's about the end of it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the breakdown, if you saw something that I did not, please be sure to leave a comment down below. As I said before, I'm going to link the original video in the description. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff, and I will see y'all later. Have a good one.